Phoenix Comicon 2011, and this dancing cardboard box person just hugged off the
one way or another.
Thursday, first day of Comicon 2011, preview night. Pretty good so far. We went to the vendors hall.
I'd be a Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Here's the rest of our group. Rafi in his Matrix outfit, Aelin is Batgirl again. Molly is... What was your name again, Molly? Atali from .hackgu?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. There's Anthony. Anthony, what's your name?
Where?
I already got you on camera. Might as well tell me your name.
You know my name.
I don't know, not your real name. Not your
Literally
real
20
name.
seconds ago.
Your character name.
Kamina?
Okay, there you go. There's he's got his shiny glasses, which he can't wear.
I can't wear them.
You should. Find a way. And yes, there's Rafi again. You can see his full costume. Oh, and the beach ball, the free beach ball we got randomly.
Megan, you're gonna back up into a cardboard box. Well, several.
Megan shines. I think this might be one of the most interesting things we've seen. So if you get on the...
Yes?
Yeah.
Can I give Molly a hug?
Megan, I want to dress up now, Megan.
Well, let's go upstairs.
Oops, sorry. Okay, here we are in the game room, and Rafi and Samantha are playing DDR. Let's see this game room. It's pretty huge. There's a lot of games. There's some big one over there where they're playing with computers. And then you can see it up on the screen. Oh, it's the thing! I think it's those people playing.
Yeah, they want to try it?
I am so horrible at this game, Ralph. Don't even ask me.
It's a lot easier. Yeah, you should put it on beginner.
If you want to put my hand on.
Okay, here's Adelie and Batgirl in their dance off.
Are you serious? Come on! That's okay. Wait.
My name is Vic Mignogna. I'm a voice actor for a lot of animated series and video games, but not today. Today, I am one of many of you. When I was a little boy, I fell in love. Can't believe I just did that. I fell in love with a show that inspired me in ways I could never have imagined. And so this is a special privilege of my life to make this introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Phoenix Comicon welcome to the man that Gene Roddenberry called the conscience of Star Trek. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Leonard Nimoy. So emotional.
It's a little difficult with a crowd this size to have you asking questions verbally, so I'm going to take them mentally, okay? Somebody's wondering about Somebody's asking,
Wow.
is it true that William Shatner tried to drown you when you were making Star Trek 4? He is competitive, I don't know, you have to decide for yourself. What did I think of Anna Torv's imitation of me? Oh, she was very good, yeah. Am I doing a voice in the new Transformers film? Yes, I am. The voice of Sentinel Prime. And what's the status of the next Star Trek movie? I believe they'll start filming sometime later this year. Oh, somebody's asking about Bruno Mars. Have you seen him? Yeah. You like the video? Yeah. There's a I did a Bruno Mars video. You're right, yeah. And it's out. You can check it out on YouTube, yeah. Check it out on YouTube. I had a lot of, yeah. He's an interesting talent. Okay, so, you know, my parents came to the United States about 100 years ago as immigrants. They arrived in Boston. They were aliens and they became citizens. And I was born in Boston, a citizen. I went to Hollywood and I became an alien. Star Trek went on the air, can you believe it, in 1966. 1966, 45 years ago. And I wasn't really prepared for it. I didn't know how to prepare for it. I had been acting in films and television for about 15 years, but I had never had a character that had the impact that Spock was going to have on an audience. I had no idea what to anticipate. I hadn't even bothered to change my telephone number. My phone number was in the Los Angeles telephone directory. You could call me if you wanted to. A lot of people did. It took a little getting used to. There were fans waiting outside the studio gate at the end of the day, waiting to follow you home and rip the shrubbery off, leaves off the shrubbery. And this came from Leonard Nimoy's house, this piece of leaf. Yeah. You approve it? No, but I was there. I saw it from his house, yeah. So it got a little crazy, and I had to be snuck in and out of restaurants and theaters and so forth. So I had an invitation to go. Some of you probably heard me tell the story before, but bear with me. I had an invitation to go to speak at a college in Billings, Montana. And were you there? A long time ago. Anyway, I decided to go because I thought it would be peaceful, get away from Hollywood, and I went to Billings, Montana to speak at this college. I landed at the airport. They drove me to a local motel, and I was in the room 5 minutes unpacking when the phone rang. I couldn't imagine who could be calling me. What are you doing? Sneak right in on it. So, the phone rang and I picked it up and answered it, hello. And a young female voice said, hi, is this Mr. Nimoy? And I said, yes. Oh my God, oh, I can't believe it, oh, wow, oh yeah, hi. I said, it was such a big Star Trek thing. They said, who are you? I said, my name is Sally. I said, where are you calling me from? She said, St. Louis. How did you find me? I I heard you're going to be speaking at buildings, and I called all the hotels and motels. There's only 3. Sally, thank you very much. I appreciate the call. There were some people waiting for me, and I've got to go now. So goodbye, and keep watching the show. And thank you very much. I finished packing. I was heading for the door. Not 3 minutes later, the phone rang again. I picked it up, and another female went, "Oh, hi, is this Mr. Nimoy?" Yes. "Oh, wow, I got him. I got him on the phone. I got him. Who are you?" My name is Mary. "Mary, where are you calling me from?" She said, "Denver." "How did you find me?" She said, "My friend Sally called me from St. Louis." I grew up in Boston in a tenement neighborhood, and this thing is working. Yeah, that's the front of the building where I grew up, and the lady on the left. No, don't do that. The lady on the left is my grandmother, and I lived in that building for the first 18 years of my life. And these were some of the guys I used to hang around with on the corner. You had to have a white shirt to be in the gang. That's me on the far left. I was lucky to grow up in Boston. It was a great city. Lots of academia and lots of museums and a lot of art, theaters and music and what have you. And very close to where I lived, about 2 blocks away, there was what we call a settlement house. 5-story brick building with all kinds of classes, designed for immigrants. It was built in the 1910, 15, 20s. Immigrant people could go there to learn various things they needed to learn, including English classes, because most of the immigrants spoke Italian or Yiddish or various foreign languages. And they had a theater. They had a sports program, a science program, but they also had a beautiful little theater. And I first stepped out on that stage when I was 8 years old in a production of Hansel and Gretel, and I played Hansel. And this theater had a beautiful embroidered curtain, and it was a forest scene. And at the bottom, in very beautiful Gothic letters, it said, "Act well your part, there all honor lies." And I took that very seriously. I thought, hey, that's very important to do an honorable job in the part that you play. So it made an impression on me. And I continued to do children's theater there until when I was 17, I was cast for the first time in an adult production of a play called Awaken Second. This was a play about a Jewish family in the Bronx, very much like my own Jewish family in Boston. There were 3 generations living in an apartment together, the grandparents, parents, and kids. And in this play, I'm playing the 17-year-old juvenile. I was 17 myself, so I really very strongly identified with the character. And this kid in the play was having the same concerns that I was having. How do you find out who you're supposed to be in the world? How do you find the right job for yourself? How do you go to the right school? How do you find the right girl for yourself? How do you build a life? And this kid was going through these issues, and so was I. And I thought, if I could do this kind of work for the rest of my life, helping people to understand their lives, illuminating lives for people in the audience, I would consider it very important work, and I would consider myself blessed to be able to do that. So I decided to be an actor. And I went home and I said that to my folks, I'm going to be an actor. Well, it didn't go down so great. You know? My parents were immigrants from Russia. My father was a barber. Decent guy, stood on his feet and cut hair for maybe 65 or 70 years of his life. And worked hard, very unsophisticated. I said, Dad, I'm going to be an actor. He said, you'll be hanging around with gypsies and vagabonds. I thought, okay. You know. That's the way it has to be. You know. And then he gave me the only advice my dad ever gave me. He was very serious. He said, learn to play the accordion. I can always make a living with an accordion. And I didn't take his advice for this.